Start this. Okay. So you said you were from South Korea,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So I think I haven't read through all these questions, but I think a lot of it's kind of getting an idea of your country, how education works in your country, and how it's different here, and how this is for a TA class. You have to take a class to become a TA here, and they try to help you learn how to teach better. So this survey is supposed to, I guess, expose me to different cultures, so then I can teach better to different. Because I only know about my culture, right, as far as how to teach to it, right? Because I've been through the whole system. But at a university level, we have a wide variety of cultures, right?
Many backgrounds.
Right. So the more exposure I can get to more cultures, maybe I can teach better.
Sure.
In the long run.
Sure.
Right? So the first question is, what's required to get into a good college or university in your country?
Okay. I don't think I have to say there are a lot of things. One thing is very important. There is a very big test when you graduate high school and try to go to college. It's almost like SAT.
Sure.
But in South Korea, we think the test is the most important task in the life.
Right.
Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we spend our high school lives or middle school. We study for the test. Just get into prestigious schools or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So colleges then will accept students just based on
The
scores?
test. Yeah, the score.
Okay.
And also some school takes some students' GPA of high school.
Oh, okay.
To
Sure.
yeah, very few school.
Is there a good range of schools in South Korea as far as like we have? You can go to just a community college, which is just a vocational very small school, and then you've got like Harvard, Princeton, MIT.
Sure.
You've got a large range here in the United States. Do you have a similar hierarchy of colleges there?
Yeah, sure. Like we have so-called very high, for example, engineering schools like MIT in the United States.
Sure.
It's called KAIST or Postech, or you may know SNU, Seoul National University. Yeah, the #1 in South Korea.
Okay.
And there are also some, very renowned, prestigious schools, but mostly they're located in Seoul.
Okay.
So it's kind of you can take that as I would say if some school is located outside of school, outside of Seoul, then it probably means it's kind of you may have the lower score on the test. Yeah,
okay.
It's kind of. Yeah.
So are they state-run or are they private-run or how?
Some of them we don't have state. We don't have that kind of.
State, I mean by government-run.
Government. SNU is government-run.
It is, okay.
But most prestigious schools are actually private schools.
Okay. So then there's a difference in as far as like tuition costs or. So you may have good grades, but you may not be able to. Can you get into the prestigious schools?
Right.
But there's
because
financial.
Money issues,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not exactly the same as the States, because our tuition is kind of compared to the United States schools, tuition is kind of low, very low. I think. So there are not that many difference between the private schools and public.
So it's a little more accessible.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as which majors you go into in college, does the test really push you into a direction, or is it up to you what you like to do, or what? How does a student pick their major in college in South Korea? So say I want to go to Seoul, like one of the prestigious schools.
Schools.
And
firstly, you may want to get the very high school.
Right.
First, and specifically, Mostly, some medical schools or law schools.
Mhm.
It's kind of, you need to have very high score compared to like Korean literature or
Sure.
something.
Sure.
Um,
But that's up to the student what they want to pursue
yeah, sure,
later.
sure.
Okay.
But it's kind of, in Korean society, it's kind of different. You don't really choose a major because you want the major. You go to college and you choose a major based on your score.
Mm.
Because
So your score kind of steers you in this direction.
Yeah.
Says you would be good at this.
yeah,
Okay,
kind
okay.
of. But nobody wants to, get down. Or I mean,
Sure.
even if you have a very high score, like
Mhm.
try to go to medical school.
Mhm.
Mostly they want to go to medical school or
Okay.
some high precis. You can choose major or school because the title of school kind of guarantees that you may you can get some nice job after
Sure.
graduation.
Sure. So once you're in the school that you pick and the major that you've got, what motivates the students to go through college well? Is there
Okay.
some cultures there's a kind of a shame thing, right? Like if you do bad, you dishonor the whole family, right? And other people are like, well, we're paying a lot for you. We need to spend our money well. And others are like, well, it's your life. You do what you want. Is there any dynamic culturally that helps people get through college, or is it just on your own?
You mean the whole I mean,
What's the motivation of doing well in college? I mean, obviously you want to get a good job, right? That's a good motivator, right? But
I would say it's kind of the matter that depends on the person.
okay.
But
So there's not like an overall like there are some Asian cultures where it's very
one
like,
thing maybe
rural.
I would help for this question
Yeah.
is that I think almost every not every okay not I would
That's
say
fine.
90% of more than 90% of high school students go to college
Oh, okay.
in South Korea. I mean, so it also means it could mean not that not all students in college they have some motivations for studying or something because they just go to college because
Right.
everybody wants to go
Because it's expected, right? Everyone's going to go to college, so I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing really pushing you. It's kind of
No.
if you're motivated, you'll be motivated.
But if you get
right?
as you get older and older, she has a good job. Oh, she has a very high GPA. Oh, I may need to start
Sure.
studying
Some
hard.
more competition or
Yeah.
self motivation.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So, is there a difference in how students and faculty interact with each other?
Difference?
Yeah, like, does it seem more relaxed here as far as the student-teacher relationship than it is over there? Or is it more strict here? Or is it about the same? What's the interaction between the instructor and the student?
I really want to deal with this issue.
Yeah.
Because I go to engineering and centralized school, and there also we have like business major or something else. But especially in Korean society, we don't really feel like very comfortable talking to professor or instructors. Especially if the major is like engineering or science or something because.
Is there an authoritative thing where you just don't? I mean, you don't bother the authoritative person, right? You don't want to burden them, right?
Yeah, and we feel like there's like a huge wall between students and professor because we think that they are very professional and in Korean society we don't make a joke. We don't make a joke to professor, or we don't use very informal style, manner of speaking. We very respect them, so nobody wants to I mean, daily try some.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So
it's kind of I don't really like it.
Okay.
Because I want to talk to the professor whenever I want to discuss something or I have a problem.
Right.
But
is there a hierarchy in the class? Like we have TAs and we have a professor. Is
Yeah,
there someone you can go to that's not the professor and still get your problem solved, or is there?
we have that kind of system,
Mhm.
which is kind of similar to United States one,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's fully um, useful
Okay.
because the TAs does not help.
Mm.
They just research their own job and
Right.
their things. Maybe that's probably from professor or something.
Sure. Sure.
So
Hmm.
this what I thought very interesting when I got here,
Mhm.
and I also have actually experience of college life in the United States.
Mhm. You're an
Um,
undergrad here, right?
yeah, undergrad.
Okay.
They're very helpful. I mean, seriously, whenever I have a questions and I'm I'm troubling with something,
Mhm.
I just go to TA's office and I ask some questions and
Mhm.
or send an email. They
Mhm.
respond me very nicely,
Mhm.
so I really like it.
Yeah.
Or professor does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's more of a more relaxed.
Yeah, more relaxed.
Right.
I feel like yeah.
All right. So, do professors even hold office hours then?
No.
They don't say
No.
I'm available during these times.
It's because
Or they
visiting a professor's office in office hour, I haven't really heard of that kind of term, office hours.
Right.
Because but if you want to visit professor, then I would have to like send him an email and make an appointment. But
Right.
yeah.
So they don't really discuss you,
No.
right?
No, I don't think so.
Is that different once you get into higher level college? Like once you get to your undergraduate, do you get more relationship with the professor? Like is there a, we have undergrad and then we have a master's degree and we have a doctorate's degree here, right? Do you have a similar hierarchy over there?
Yeah, sure.
As for degrees?
Yeah, master and PhD.
PhD?
Yeah.
So when you become a PhD, are you closer to the professor then?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you get that more interaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because master students and PhD students, they actually work at the lab and with professor too. So yeah.
So at that point, you might get a little more interaction.
Yeah. But still, there is still
a separation.
Separation because we feel professor is not friend. He's
they're the
far
boss.
away,
They're
yeah.
the
boss.
the expert.
Yeah.
Sure. How about class participation? Is it more of I'm going to speak to you for an hour.
Yeah.
You guys be quiet.
Yeah.
You leave,
exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, especially if it's engineering major or upper class course or
Sure.
something. I've had an experience when I took some kind of elective class. With, at that, I mean, there I would feel like more comfortable because students sometimes make noise or they talk during class and they try to talk to professor while he is giving some lectures. It's kind of feel like leisure.
Sure.
I mean, but mostly my school or my major, I don't really feel that.
No.
Yeah.
Do they even ask for questions? Is there any question? Do they even prompt like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask questions.
Okay.
They will be welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a classroom environment, sure. Are there? Is it mostly lectures? Is there a mixture of lectures and labs? Is there similar to what we have structured here as far as classes, or is it more heavily in one direction?
Yeah, mostly. It also depends on what classes, but mostly.
Like, do they
I
have any
think lecture-based.
lecture-based mostly?
Yeah.
Do they have any student-run classes where a student will go up and teach a small group or something for the class? You know, kind of like a study session, but it's more formal.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Uh, so in a typical week, how long would you say a student would be in class? So, like here we would have, say you're supposed to have 12 credits, right? So you're probably going to be in roughly 12 hours in class a week, right?
Oh, okay.
How long do you usually spend in class studying?
I've used to take like 18 credits in a semester, one semester. Yeah, that would be like 18 or 20 hours if that there are like labs included.
So you'd be in class maybe 4 hours a day, or a little bit more than that, on average?
Yeah, 3 to
Okay.
3 to 4.
In a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I take that as that much, credits.
And that's pretty typical, or is that aggressive? Is that going fast, or is that?
I don't think. Yeah, it's normal.
It's normal. Do you ever give presentations? Is it encouraged where the professor doesn't get up and teach, but you get up in front of the class and teach either
like
your subject or give a project presentation?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Is it mainly like just PowerPoints?
Yeah.
Do you each do the same topic, or is it usually like, all right, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this?
Right.
All right. How about group work? Is there ever get in a group, you guys go do
Not
this?
really.
No, it's
Not
more
really.
individual.
Individual,
Right.
because it's almost like lecture based, so
Sure.
we don't really have much chance to work in group.
Is there environment or encouragement that you get in groups after class? Is there like study groups where people get together on the same subject?
Just privately. It's not what professor encouraged
Sure.
to do.
So it's just your friends that you might be taking the same classes.
Let's just study together.
Sure. We got that. How long do you usually, like we have the quarter system at Drexel? Do you have the same amount of time? Is it longer? Is it shorter per chunk of, like I take this class for 10 weeks, or I take this class for
16 weeks.
16 weeks. Okay, so it's more semester.
Yeah,
based.
semester.
Okay. So you do 2 of those a year, or 3 of those a year, or
two.
2 of those a year. Okay. And is there a lot of homework?
Yes.
It's very
but
performance based that way.
But I would say I almost finished my undergrad school because I've spent like almost 4 years in my home school, and my school is one of the quite prestigious school in South Korea, but I feel like Drexel gives much more homework.
Oh yeah?
I think that's because I'm taking a lot of computer programming classes here.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm almost.
Would you have a homework every day back in South Korea, or would it be like once a week?
Not really.
Homework,
once
or once
a
a month, or what? Once a semester?
I mean, not like I'm doing here. Not like I'm doing here. I'm literally.
Much more homework.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah. That would be nice.
But
and it's a quarter system, and everything's all compressed, right?
Yeah.
It's tough.
But also, it could be like. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I mean, my friend. I also have many friends in different departments, like business and marketing or something. They don't study.
Yeah, they don't have the homework you do.
They don't study.
So it's not necessarily Drexel; it's more the engineering department of Drexel.
Yeah.
All right. How about papers? Do you guys write papers? Like, do you come up with
research
like
papers?
a formal research paper? Or is any writing in general? Is it more just here's a problem, solve it. Here's another problem, solve it.
We don't much have a chance to research something but it's
Are
very.
you required to take some kind of language class where you are exposed to writing a lot, or
Language?
Yeah, like
English?
well, we have it's called English class, or where you're supposed to read a book and give a report on it, or it's very general. Our English class, right? It's just trying to get you to learn how to create a paper, the structure, the flow, and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a similar?
No.
Do you have under what are they called? We have general education credits here. Where you're supposed to take an English class, a humanities class. Do you have that same diversity needed?
Yeah.
Right, but none of those are necessarily in your
major
native language, how to write or how to construct something.
Yeah. What I mean there's.
Or is that figured that you've got all that in high school and lower? They assume that you already know that by this point.
That's the one thing too.
Yeah.
That's the one thing too. But personally, my school also has that kind of elective class.
Mm-hmm.
It's required to all the freshmen, and we have to take it. We have to take the class where we learned how to write, how to. Yeah, remember this? Now I remember.
Sure. It might be a while back, right? Yeah. Do you have to take a foreign language class like English?
Yeah, we have to take one.
Yeah.
We have to take at least one. English class.
Is it everyone has to take English, or everyone has to take a foreign language?
English.
It has to be English. Like you couldn't take French or German.
If you are much, natural to English, then you can take any other language. But English education is one of the most, required and
sure.
Yeah. I think that's because mostly not many Korean people can speak English. They don't.
From home, like it's only the college educated people that have English speaking abilities.
No. I mean, even many people in college, they don't speak English.
Oh.
They just they study English. Then it does not necessarily mean they can speak English.
Sure.
Because they can say apple or something.
Right.
It's not
like my 2-year-old. Yeah. Not that I should talk. I can't speak any foreign language.
But she's gonna speak very well.
English, hopefully. Right. Maybe she'll speak another language too, which would be nice. Opinions and creativity in classes, are those non-existent, or do you have the ability to kind of deviate from what's assigned and show some creativity or some kind of, or is it more just strict, here's the question, that's an answer?
I think your education system is just it's more like give give something straight to the students. I mean, this is how it works. This is what.
Here's the formula.
Here's the formula. Use it. Yeah. Remember this. Memorize.
Sure. A lot of memorization instead of taking it to the next level and trying to abstract.
Yeah. Very few professors encourage students to think about it.
Sure. Tests, are they mostly everything's written, or is there any oral tests, or are there presentations that are your final grades?
Presentations sometimes required, but there's no oral test. We almost written tests.
Sure. Is that done similar to our system, where you have tests in the middle and a test at the end, or a couple tests throughout?
Quizzes we have. We have No, no, no. We have midterm and final always, but not many quizzes. Not many quizzes.
So not much homework, not many quizzes, just 2 tests. I need to go to Seoul.
That's why we cram.
Yeah. Right. Are the tests? Are they usually like essay, short answer, fill in the blank?
No.
Multiple choice?
No.
What?
Never.
What format are they usually?
Tests. I would say tests is very hard. I think it's not just like multiple choice question or fill in the blank. We have to.
Is it like one question and you end up filling the whole page out?
Yeah. Right. Like that, there are not many questions. I mean, number. It's not that many. Yeah.
Sure. So like a test might have 5 questions or something.
Yeah.
Or 3 questions.
Only. I mean, especially if it's my major or engineering things. Yeah.
Do you think that's general, or is that more just because of how engineering is set up?
It's general in my school, but it could be different. It could be kind of easier, or it could be different. It could be if it's I would say.
Do you have?
Because I have a friend who went to university in Seoul, but that his school is not really renowned or famous for engineering.
Sure.
And I've looked through his exam paper, and I was like, what? It's like multiply and addition and subtraction or something.
Yeah.
Why do you do this?
Simple, huh?
Yeah, very simple.
Huh. Do you have like liberal arts degrees like we have over here? Liberal arts is it's more of just a generalized degree where you're not really specific.
No, we don't have.
Do you have any degrees that are kind of like we have art profession? There's a degree of that, right? We're doing an interview for my TA class.
You're going to be indelibly stuck in that recording.
Yep. Forever. The YouTubes will.
How long do you need this for?
How long will I need?
I'm just going to go find some coffee.
Yeah, it won't be long.
Where should I put it? Put it on the shelf. Yeah. Ronnie, get back.
Yes, you'll definitely get back today.
If we'd known, we could have left you some. It's gone. It's gone. Come on. Anybody need one?
I'm good.
A couple hours, maybe. When you get it going or something, Eric, just give me a text or something.
Okay. I've only got a dozen questions left, and then. So, what happens when students fail a class or fail a test? Or do you have the ability to just take it again? Are you kicked out of school? Are you what? Is there a lot of ramifications for failing, or does no one just fail, or no one just gets through?
Yeah, there are a lot of consequences if you fail the class, or if you fail. If you get like under, what was that? 1.0 GPA at this term, this terms, then you may get some warnings from school. And then if you get 3 warnings straight, you get kicked out. And you get dropped out school.
Sure.
And even if you have failed some classes a term, it doesn't seem like we think we're in trouble. Because many people are very values and they try to manage their GPA, but some people would rather like getting F fail, because if I get fail, then I can retake the class. And
with the
the
thought
F
that you do even better next time.
And the consequence F is not on my transcript.
Oh.
That's why we want to get F. If I think oh, I'm not gonna make an A or I'm not gonna make an B. I think this class for this class. Then I wanna get like F, and then maybe next term I wanna get this class later.
So if you're not gonna do really good, then you do really bad, so you can do it again.
Yeah, some people do that. Some people
Sure.
who really wants to take care of his GPA a lot, then he may want to do that.
Does the GPA in college matter elsewhere?
Yeah.
Is it to get to another level of school, or is it to get a good job you have to have a good GPA in college, or where does that show up?
For me, I would have to take care of my GPA a lot because I want to apply for grad school, and it could be the school in the United States or in Korea too. But if I just want to get a job, like Samsung Electronics or something,
Sure.
I don't really think I have to really care of the GPA a lot.
You just have to pass. Right?
Yeah.
You just have to get through.
Yeah, because people from my school or SNU or something, they go to Samsung very easily. Samsung Electronics.
Sure.
Easily. So we don't really take care of it maybe a lot.
So it's really when you want to go on to more school, that's
sure.
where it's important.
Yeah.
How about cheating, or?
We do. I mean, not.
Sure.
It's not common. It's not often, but some people try. At least they try.
As it is harsh if they're caught, as we are here. Like if you're caught cheating, I mean that's big deal.
Yeah, that's big
right?
deal. That's big deal.
Is it big
of course.
deal in South Korea?
Of course,
too?
of course. They will be kicked out of the
Just
class.
be kicked out.
Yeah.
Just the class or the college?
I don't think it's going to be college.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just
They
the
just
class.
keep-
The
keep
professor
going.
would be mad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not I mean, it's not.
Really strict. It's not really.
But it's not. Is it really common, or is it?
It's not common. It's not
Okay.
really common.
But I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
here.
it
Sure.
happens sometimes.
Sure. Let's see. Talked about that. So if you have a problem with the instructor, you just have to? Too bad. Or,
Too bad.
Yeah. Like if you had an instructor that you just couldn't handle, or the teaching style was bad, or the instructor was just horrible to you as a person, or I mean, is there a way that you can take it with somebody else, or is there so say there's a required class, right? And you have a professor, and you just cannot stand the professor.
Yeah.
The teaching style that they do is just you cannot get through it. Is there any way that you can still get through the class, or you just have to deal with that professor and get it over with?
I don't.
Or if you don't know, I mean, that's maybe it hasn't come up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If there was something that instructor did that was out of line, is there any recourse, or is it just because they're the one in charge? There's really nothing you can do about it. You just have to.
If he did what?
If they did something wrong, say they like harassed somebody, or if they were just being almost like a bully to somebody, or does that just not? Maybe culturally that never happens because there's a separation of people, but say I keep picking on one person, always calling on them, or picking on them. Is there any way to?
No, we have no choice.
Yeah.
We have no choice.
Just deal with it.
If the professor or instructor is like he's different than others, we have to deal with it.
Just deal with it. Sure. Is there anything that's? They say, do you know the word taboo?
Yeah.
Is there anything taboo for the classroom? They give examples here: eating, sleeping, texting,
Okay.
using
Eating.
eating.
I would say eating. I was kind of surprised when I attend the class in UCLA. I was taking like summer session
Mm-hmm.
there, and the students were there like lying in the chair and put his legs on the desk and eating something, and the professor doesn't seem like much care about
Right.
the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I mean, students Drexel, they also eat something or drink something. It's not really, especially if he eats like hamburgers or something. Oh.
Right. Yeah, that's. I guess it's not necessarily frowned upon, but I think it's weird to do that.
I don't.
But that would have never happened in South Korea. You're saying, like you would never have seen somebody eating in class.
Mostly.
Especially not kicking back and relaxing.
No.
Yeah.
You can just sleep like this.
Yeah.
If you are too tired, but some professor may
say, get out.
don't or something.
Sure. Talking is there more talking in classes? Like
it's just
when the professor's up there doing their thing. Is there any discussion here?
I have an episode actually.
Yeah.
When I was a freshman, my friends were talking too much. So it just happened. The professor.
When you were a freshman in South Korea, or when you were in UCLA,
South Korea.
or
South Korea.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. He threw what is that?
Chalk. Yeah.
Chalk to the students, and he left.
And then the professor left.
Yeah, the professor left. We were like, oh my gosh, yes, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
So the whole class.
Yes.
They're
Affected. Blamed. They're so blamed, and it's rarely happens, but
sure.
Yeah, I think it's common sense in Korea. We don't.
You try to be respectful.
Yeah, it's respectful.
Right. Do you think there's more talking here? I mean,
no.
Are people chatting more? You think?
No.
Okay.
They are very focused. They listen to professors saying. But what I think different from South Korea with here is that students try to talk to professor a lot. Like they sometimes even make a joke.
Right.
Or and make the atmosphere very funny or something. Yeah, I really like
less
it.
formal and
yeah.
All right. So after classes, is there a lot of social activities? Are you usually living on campus, and do you have a lot of? I think we have a lot of parties and we have a lot of other stuff that goes on after
It's
college.
different, but it's different.
Yeah. More or less? Is it
it's
just
a lot of difference. I mean, just different. I mean, we don't really have the American type of parties, but we go drink.
Sure.
We go to bar and pubs, and we drink a lot. Consume a lot of alcohol.
Right.
In Korean society,
yeah,
you can't just live without alcohol.
Is there a legal drinking age, or?
It's just in American age. It's just okay if you are over 18.
In South Korea.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sure. So most people in college have probably drank before.
Yeah, they drink.
Yeah.
They drink.
But they're not rowdy, not as. It's not a big deal. Like there's not a lot of big parties. It's more of a small group goes to a bar, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But especially when freshman year, they go gather a lot, and they rush into the bar, and they drink a lot. They make noise, and yeah.
So it's not too different then, huh? Is there any general common things that students do on their free time? If you have to go, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any? It says what activities do students engage in during their free time? Is there anything that's
Extracurricular activities.
yeah, extracurricular, or just is there a common thing that people do outside of class? Like you said, drinking at the pub is one. Is there? Is there a lot of sporting events that college kids go to? Is there a lot of is there soccer or any other things that may
Like
give a student something
we
to do
have
without actually being
we
studying?
like I mean, I think some people enjoy spend a lot of time playing video games.
Sure.
Like StarCraft or something.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or play some PSP.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Alright.
yeah, or playing soccer. It's just I think it's personal matter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Is there like fraternities or sororities
No.
or any of that type of thing?
No. It's
Is there any kind of clubs or any kind of school-run activities?
Yeah, we have that. We
Yeah.
have like band or
Okay.
playing instrument
Sure.
or drawing.
Is there something
or
like IEEE or anything?
Sorry?
Is there like an IEEE
What's that?
group? Do you know what IEEE is?
I don't know.
IEEE is actually a big society, international electrical and electronics engineers.
IEEE?
IEEE.
IEEE. IEEE.
Yeah. Is there any like clubs similar to that on campuses? You know, like we have an IEEE society here, or
We don't think we have.
no?
I don't think we have.
Okay. Sports? Is there any sporting teams? University
The school
sporting
has
teams?
sporting teams.
Like soccer and
yeah, soccer, basketball, and
cricket?
no.
How about community service? Is there any community service requirements?
Yeah.
You have to go out and clean up a roadway or something.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it's
what-
also required. We have to take at least 3 or 2 community service during the whole college years. And we value the community service activities.
Sure.
If you have a lot of experience, then maybe when you go get a job, try to get a job, maybe it could be credited. And,
Oh.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, cool. I think that was